Thank you. Thanks, Marcus. New South Wales and Victoria mostly keeping the lights on for South Australia, so we're working closely there. But can I say, for the first time in my life, I will defer to a Victorian. You are doing a magnificent job within the party in Victoria. The government here, a bit shaky, but certainly the Victorian Liberal Party is something we can learn from. So thank you for coming up today early, I think, on that wonderful budget airline into out of Melbourne Aerodrome into Sydney International Airport. You would have seen shops. It's a pretty nice place. But thanks very much for that. Look, my name's Anthony Roberts. I'm a member of the Lane Cove branch of the Liberal Party. I'm a member of the Lane Cove SCC that pre-selected me in 2003 to be the Liberal candidate. They've pre-selected me 2 further times, and for those members here, thank you very much for that, to serve the party. But I see myself very much as a branch member that has been selected to serve the party within the Parliament, for which I'm very grateful. With respect to that, can I acknowledge some of my colleagues here today? Dom Perrottet, if you stand up, Kevin Connolly, Lou Amato, we have David Clark here, and also we've got Mike Gallagher. So round of applause, thank you. And of course, it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge Marie Fakara, who's here, and Charlie Lynn, former members. And I know there's many federal colleagues here today, but Tony Bohm, Michael Bohm, sorry. Michael, can you stand up, please? Thank you. Michael's claim to fame is that his son coached me in the undefeated under-13 side, under-13 Gs in fact, back in about 1983. So Michael, thank you very much for that. And Tony, thank you for joining us here today. There are more people here than you usually see at a normal state council, and probably a lot more representative, can I say. I'll be thrown out of that as well, so I'll join the 10 years. To Walter, to John Caputo, to Tim James, the rest of the team to put today together, a big round of applause for them. This just doesn't happen. Thank you. Now, can I also, and yes, I probably will be thrown out for this, can I also recognise and acknowledge the martyred 4 here today? John Ruddick, if you can stand, Ross Cameron, Charlie Lynn and Di Lee. They may be gone, but they're still kicking, so good luck to you. I'm going to be very brief, but can I please just give you a bit of a story back in August of 2012, Tim James, my Chief of Staff, where we first organised through John and Walter a petition to bring democratic reform to the party. So I called a meeting in my ministerial office at the time. I was Minister for Fair Trading, and we had about 30 MPs there. They didn't know what the meeting was called for. And I sat everyone down, a lot of standing, they're not big offices, and I said, look, it is time for change. It is time to bring democracy back to the party. We have the petition here. David, you were there. Charlie, Marie, we were all there. Mike, you were there. And as we're talking and discussing, I noticed a couple of MPs sort of slide under the door, out the back, and I thought, oh, well, they're probably just going back to their slither, I think is the word Mike's here used. And I thought, oh, it's a bit unusual, but they're the usual flaky ones. They've probably got to go back to their office to do some work for the Parliament. Yeah, well, they were going back to their office to do some work, but it was to report into their factional overlords and the lobbyists that this was occurring, that there was a revolt occurring within the Parliament. And within moments, the media were made aware of it. Phone calls were put through by factional and lobbyist overlords to various MPs who were then sent around to crush this, at the time, revolt. The next day, and for the next week and a bit, I think, Tim, I was on the front page of certain newspapers, being this sort of factional overlord that wanted to take control of the party, when indeed all we were trying to do is actually democratise the party. But that was the spin then. And of course, what came out of that, after phone calls from premiers saying, you're to cease and desist, Minister, this is not the right time. This is not the right time. This will lead to large-scale branch stacking. But you know what? Let's have a look at it next year. We guarantee next year we'll have plebiscites and everything will be fine. But not just now. We all believe in democracy, but not right now. It's not the right time. We'll put it off. That was 2012. Well, can I say at the time, talking to Dom Perrottet, I said, mate, we won the war. And we have won the war. At that very start, the way they reacted to the whole idea of democracy, the fear they had of democracy, we already knew we had won. They were like King Canute, whipping the tide back. The tide has been coming in ever since, and it will continue to come in, right? Because from the very start, they lost the internal debate, the private debate. They lost from the very start the public debate. Their position from the very start has been untenable. And all that it requires for us to do is continue to be strong, continue to be united in ensuring that we don't allow these people to pass. You know, they shall not pass to destroy this party. We will hold them back and we will deliver reforms. And on that, can I say that I'm pleased to say that Hawkesbury and Lane Cove are backing Baird. Both Dom Perrottet and myself, in my conference, I've moved it. We are backing Manly. We will have a plebiscite, whether State Council allows it or not. We'll have a plebiscite next round of pre-selections to determine who the candidate is in Lane Cove. And if we have to shame other MPs into giving their root and branch members votes, we'll do it, because I can tell you that if you are a good, competent, capable and hard-working MP that represents your members, you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear. So that's why we're backing Baird. We're backing the current Prime Minister, we're backing Tony Abbott, the former Prime Minister, we're backing John Howard, the Prime Minister before that, and we're backing, most importantly, the members of the party that make this party what it is. So with great pleasure, again, can I say, for me, it's humbling to be here. I'm fired up. My frustration about democracy has turned into anger, right? You know, palpable anger, and we will drive through, as I said.